Hello boys, welcome back to another session of video tutorials, and this session is meant for class 11th biology students, and we are revising the entire syllabus. As part of it, we are today revising chapter number 7, structural organization in animals, and this is meant for 9th November 2020, and all of us know that it has been almost 15 days we are in touch with this, and I hope and wish that you have been in touch with my subject, rather with our subject, and this is bread and butter for us, as all of you know, and knowledge is power, and how much knowledge you have, that much powerful you are. So the main aim of all of us is to be more knowledgeable so that we become more powerful, and that gives us a lot of satisfaction, self-satisfaction. And having knowledge, we can win over the situations, we can win over the people wherever we go. Hence, let's be more knowledgeable. With that, structural organization in animals, and with a small reminder to you that you may be wondering, after chapter number 6, 5, how is that I have skipped chapter number 6, anatomy of flowering plants. That is deleted for your batch, boys. So that is why from chapter number 5th I have jumped to chapter number 7, and in this chapter also you may be wondering why I have reduced this. I have not reduced. For your batch, it's only animal tissues, only this topic is there in this chapter, hence let's deal with that. So in multicellular organism, a group of similar cells along with intercellular substances perform specific function, and such organization is called tissue. Right from your junior classes, you are defining what is a tissue. Group of similar cells. Basically, tissue means group of similar cells. And when we say similar cells, size and shape. And sometimes there will be intercellular substances. So intra as well as intercellular. And these cells, group of cells, are meant to perform a specific function. So such a structure is called tissue. And the tissues that are present in us, in animals, are called animal tissues. So based on the structure and function, we classify animal tissues broadly into 4 types. Epithelial tissues, connective tissue, muscular tissue, neural tissue. As the name suggests, epi means upon, on top. Thelium means layer that is present on top of our body, on the surface, external side, means skin. So epithelial tissue refers to skin in general. Connective tissue, as the name suggests, something that connects two things, okay, like bone to bone. What is getting connection between the bone to bone to muscle, okay. So we talk of ligaments, like bone to bone is connected through a tissue called ligament. Bone to muscle, tendons, like that. So we talk about connect, and our own blood, RBC, WBC, platelets, plasma, all are joined together. So connective tissue. And of course, you being all youngsters, and you are the fans of the Bollywood and what is that, Tollywood and sandalwood heroes with lot of muscles. Muscular tissue is meant for muscle building, muscles. And most important thing, neural. You all started thinking the moment you started the video. The thinking process thanks to neurons, nerve cells, and we're going to talk about a lot of things in this neural tissue about neurons, central nervous system, peripheral nervous system, a disease associated with that, all that. So we start off today in this session, epithelial tissue. As I said, epi means upon, thelium means layer. The tissue provides a covering or lining for some part of the body. Cells are compactly packed without intercellular space. There is no space in between them. And again, based on the location, function, epithelial tissue is again classified into 2 types: simple epithelium, compound epithelium. As the name suggests, it is the shape and size of the cell. And under simple epithelium, based on the shape, again, squamous epithelium, cuboidal epithelium, columnar epithelium. So simple epithelium is composed of single layer of cells and function as lining of body cavities, ducts and tubes. Compound epithelium, on the other hand, consists of two or more than two layers. Here see, this is a single layer. Here it is more than two layers of cells and has protective function. See, function is change. Here it is only lining, that's all. Squamous epithelium is made up of single layer of flattened cells with irregular boundaries, means shape is not fixed. They are present in lining of blood vessels and air sacs of lungs, alveoli. So remember that, squamous, because lungs are very important now because of existing COVID-19. The target is lungs, right? Cuboidal epithelium is made up of single layered cube, that's why cuboid, cube like cells, and found in ducts of glands and tubular part of nephron of the kidney for absorption and secretion. Its main function is not only protection, absorption as well as secretion also. Columnar, on the other hand, epithelium cells are made up of tall and slender cells which form columns. That's why the columnar tissue, like in your NCC you are forming columns, no? Like that. The nuclei are located at the base. Free surface may have microvilli. Villi means small hair-like structures. Microvilli, in that again small, and found in the lining of stomach and intestine. Many times this is asked in your competitive exams. Okay, so keep remembering this columnar epithelium. The ciliated one are called the ciliated epithelium. Columnar and cuboidal epithelium specialized for secretions are known as glandular epithelium, which may be unicellular as in goblet cells of alimentary canal or multicellular as in salivary gland. Now, based on the tissues and the function, as I said, two glands will be formed, exocrine gland and endocrine glands. Now, basically we can say that there will be a tissue here in exocrine, and this tissue will have a canal or a tube. So the secretions of all these cells will have to go through this duct and then reach the target area. This is the target area, then only through that. That means exocrine gland is a group of cells having a duct, and all the secretions of the cells will flow through the duct and reach the destination, target area. That is exocrine gland. Okay. And what about endocrine gland? There is no duct, only one lump of tissue will be there like this. Okay, and since it doesn't have duct, the secretions of these cells can be 360 degrees. So is it advantage or disadvantage? Yeah, you are right, advantage. Why advantage? These secretions are called hormones. Hormones can reach the target area in a quick time, whereas this takes time because the hormone has to travel through the duct and we don't know how long the duct is. So longer the duct, longer the time to reach the target area. So we say endocrine glands are ductless glands that secrete hormones directly into the blood, and through blood it reaches the target area. So compared to exocrine glands, endocrine glands are advantages. So exocrine glands secretes enzymes, milk, mucus, saliva, salivary gland. You remember, products are released through duct. Endocrine glands, on the other hand, secretes hormones, no doubt, and the hormones are directly released at target sites through blood because they are ductless. We can write endocrine glands are ductless glands that secrete hormones directly into the blood and reach the target area very fast. So main function of compound epithelium tissue is to provide protection against chemical and mechanical stress. This is most important. They cover the dry surface of skin, moist surface of buccal cavity. Epithelial cells are held together by intercellular material to form specialized junctions. So this is epithelial junctions. So we have got tight junctions help to stop leaking, Adhering junctions perform cementing of neighboring cells, and gap junctions facilitate the cells to communicate. So this is how the junctions will be there. And next we go to connective tissue. They are most abundant and widely distributed tissues which link and support to other tissues. All connective tissues except blood cells secrete fibers of structural protein called collagen. This is very important, or elastin, to provide elasticity and flexibility. So loose connective tissue, as the name suggests, the connective parts are held loosely. So contain cells and fibers loosely arranged in semi-fluid ground substance. It includes areolar tissue and adipose tissue. So connective tissue, loose connective tissue, dense connective tissue, specialized connective tissue. So in this, areolar connective tissue and adipose connective tissue, it contains fibroblast, areolar, macrophages, type of WBC, and mast cells. It acts as support framework for epithelium. Adipose, it's a fibroblast, macrophages and mast cells are absent. The cells are specialized to store fats. See, adipose tissue means fat tissue beneath the skin. And dense connective tissue, it contains fibers and fibroblasts compactly packed. That's why dense. The orientation of fibers may be regular or irregular pattern. In dense, regular connective tissue, collagen fibers are present. Very important protein. In rows between parallel bundles of fibers, as in tendons and ligaments. And here we go, tendons and ligament. What's a tendon? Tendon is a connective tissue that connects bones to muscle. Remember, bone to muscle. So you can write bone to muscle. BM is connected by T. So you remember BTM. Bones to muscles, tendons are connecting. It's made up of white fibrous tough tissue. Sometimes you get that muscle tear, then you have a problem with the connection between bone and the muscle. And most important, never underestimate this fellow, ligament. Very important for sports people, athletes, and in general everybody. Bone to bone is connected by ligament, BLB. Ligament connects one bone to another bone. That's how what you call dislocation takes place. When this ligament is damaged, bone and another bone will get separated. And the most dangerous thing is, this is the only part where blood supply will not be there. So there is no regrowth of ligament. Tendons can be regrown, but ligaments cannot be regrown as on today. We don't know in future, but as on today, ligaments cannot be regrown. So surgery is the only way. So the artificial ligaments will be implanted in this. It is always better to take care of ligaments. And what is the best way to take care of this is, before you play any game, warm up your body and play. Ligaments will be stronger. Without warming up, if you perform any activity with force, there is every chance of ligament getting torn. And it's like, group of hair cells, hair particles. And once that hair particles get separated, the ligament becomes weak and the ligament gets damaged and finally torn. It's made up of yellow elastic tissue with collagen fibers. This is the thing. So cartilage, bones and blood are specialized connective tissue, as I said. Maybe we'll talk about this in our next session about our blood. Until then, keep practicing.